Fantastic. Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair, and thank you for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are both off, so panelists cannot see nor hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at strivescan.com/CASDANY. And with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter. So if the representative from Regent University can join us.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Cindy Hilliard, and I'm here with my colleague, Mackenzie Rivers, who's on the backside, and she may be putting some information in the chat for you guys. So I'm here to talk with you a little bit about Regent University. We are a private Christian university. We're located in Virginia Beach, Virginia. On campus, you are surrounded by Georgian-style architecture, brick walkways, and a wooded landscape. We are conducting individual tours on our campus, so we invite you to come take a visit. So Regent is a liberal arts university that offers over 135 different programs. So we offer every level of education from an associate's degree all the way up to graduate degrees. Some of our most popular programs include cybersecurity, psychology, business, communication, education, and biblical studies. So we have over 11,000 students, 4,400 of those are undergraduate students, and about 13 of those study on campus with us. So our students come from all 50 states, 90 countries, and 40 different denominations. And you can choose to study online, live on campus, or commute from our local area. So however you choose to study, rest assured that you will not get lost in a giant lecture hall or be treated like a number. You learn directly from your professors in small classroom environments, allowing you to connect with your peers and receive more personalized instruction. And your professors are going to be practitioners in their field, in their discipline, and 90% of them are going to have their PhD or their terminal degree, and they're going to be a great resource for you. So here at Regent, we want to surround you with every resource you need to earn a quality education and have a great experience. All of our services, from our academic support center all the way to our Center for Student Happiness, where you're going to learn life skills and lifetime management, are available to you. We are committed to your success, and we are here to help you every single step of the way. This is a picture of our dormitories. We offer apartment-style student housing on campus with free parking. You can have your car as a freshman on campus. We have a laundry, a 24-hour fitness center, and a fully furnished kitchen in each apartment suite. And we are ranked in the top 5 for the safest college campuses in Virginia. So we realize that figuring out your financing for your education is a huge factor when you're looking at schools. And at Regent, just remember, we are committed to making it affordable to you. Regent is in the top 5% of the most affordable private Christian colleges in the nation. And we offer many merit-based scholarships that you do not have to apply for separately, anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000. And 85% of our students do receive some form of aid, and we have a net price calculator on our website to help you determine your individual cost of attending Regent. So I encourage you to check out that net price calculator. So we understand that your college experience is really more of a 360-degree experience, and Regent offers many opportunities for you outside the classroom. We have over 55 different student organizations, including Surf Club, we have a moot court, we have a student activities board, lots of things for you to get involved in. We have regular activities like student paint nights and escape rooms, and during COVID, our student services has adapted a lot of these activities to be COVID friendly. We offer 9 varsity sports as well as many club and intramural sports. We are part of the NCCAA Division I. We have a state-of-the-art performing arts center where students can either watch or participate in several productions throughout the year. And if you're interested in a military career, we offer several ROTC programs and scholarships. And last but not least, our campus hosts chapel, life groups, and many other ways to connect each and every week. So we are located in coastal Virginia Beach. We're only a short drive from the boardwalk, about 20 minutes from the ocean. And Virginia boasts many state and national parks and historic sites like historic Williamsburg. And Regent is close to many museums and cultural events. Plus, we're only a few hours from a lot of other places like the Outer Banks of North Carolina and Washington, D.C. Okay, so what would your next steps be? You can apply online or you can call. And if you do call, then many times you can have that application fee waived, which is $50 back in your pocket there. And right now we are test optional, but we are test encouraged, which means that if you have taken the SAT or ACT, we encourage you to send it in. It could mean more merit-based aid to you if we have that information. And we also are on a rolling admissions, so you can apply at any time. And we thank you for being with us today and encourage you to get involved.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for talking to us a little bit more about what Regent University has to offer to our students. Next up, we have the University of Charleston. So if that representative could join me. And we might be having a little bit of technical issues. So if we can move on to the Loyola University, Maryland.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to put my contact information in the chat for you all and start sharing my screen. So my name is Zoe Derrickson. I am an admission counselor here. We also linked our view book in the chat. Loyola University, Maryland is a private Jesuit liberal arts university in Baltimore, Maryland. We are located on 81 acres of wooded green trees, about 5 minutes north from Baltimore's Inner Harbor. So we do have the best of both worlds. Our campus is distinct from our surrounding city, yet provides easy access to internships, job opportunities, cultural experiences, and events. We are the 4th largest metropolitan area in the US, as well as everything's pretty much an easy plane, train, or bus ride away. Baltimore truly is a college town with approximately 160,000 college students across 13 different universities. When we bring it down to Loyola, it is super diverse like Baltimore in student experiences, viewpoints, backgrounds, and life experiences. We have about 3,900 undergraduate students from more than 40 different states, 40 countries, and 6 continents. Approximately 18% of our students are from Maryland. If we look at the class of 2024, there was 1,000 students, 30% identified as students of color, 70% were out of state, and 18% were Pell eligible. Our 17 different residence halls really combine comfort and convenience. Approximately 98% of our students live on campus, 85% all 4 years. Everything sophomore and up are all your apartment style. When we bring it to academics, we talk about experience, accessibility, relationships, and outcomes. Those are going to be the very features that set you apart and give you that competitive edge. We have an average class size of around 20 students and a student faculty ratio of 12:1. 100% of our classes are taught by Loyola faculty. We offer 3 different pre-professional program tracks: pre-health, pre-med, and pre-law. In each program, we beat the national acceptance rate by 25 to 35 points. We do have 35 different majors and 45 different minors. Our popular ones include biology, political science, anything within our business school, and speech, language, hearing sciences. About 20% of our students are undeclared. When you're accepted into Loyola, you're accepted into every single program. So you are not applying to a specific school. About 80% of our students participate in practicum or internship or field experience beyond the classroom. And then we have a 98% success rate. So 98% of our students are employed or within graduate school or professional school or full-time service within 6 months of graduation. So really comforting to know as you're receiving your diploma from our president, you know exactly where you're headed. Similarly with our student life experience, both professionally and socially, we have a vibrant and active student community. We have 18 different D1 teams, 25 different club sports, and 12 12 different intramurals. So whatever your level of competition is, we have a place for you. We also have 40 different outdoor experience trips if you're into nature or whitewater river rafting. We also do have 200 different student organizations and 500 different activities and events on campus. So of course, a lot of our students like to go into Baltimore and hang out, or down to DC. Again, everything being very close to campus. Two things I'd like to mention are community service. About 2 in 3 students participate in some type of community service, whether that's aligned with their academic interests or want to participate in one-time semester or year-long service. And then I know it's weird to talk about, but 60% of our students study abroad. We have 60 different programs in over 20 different countries. Every major is able to go abroad. Most students go abroad their junior year, usually for a single semester, but we do have full year, summer, and holiday tours available. Just quickly about the application process, we are a member of the Common App School. It makes it really easy to apply to us. We ask for your transcript, high school, and counselor recommendation. SAT scores and ACT scores are optional. They have been the last 10 years. They will continue to be optional. We see about 30% of students apply test optional. This year, we're seeing around 60%. It does not at all hinder your merit-based scholarship. So we do offer a merit-based scholarship academically. Those range from $20,000 to $30,000. And then we also have need-based financial aid, which is the CSS profile and the FAFSA. Last thing I'll mention is that we are open for tours with students who will lead you around the campus and talk about their student experience. They're very intimate, only 5 families with 10 people each. We also do have a lot of different virtual events and visit experiences all online. And of course, you have my contact information in case you want to reach out, but thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, folks, that was Loyola University, Maryland. Next up, we have the Clarkson School. The Clarkson School.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Let's go ahead and start the presentation here. Apologize for that. All right, sorry about that. So my name is Matthew Rutherford. I am the Director of Admission and Financial Aid for the Clarkson School. Thank you for joining us. We're a little bit different than all the other schools that you're probably going to be hearing from tonight, in that we are actually an early college program here at Clarkson. And essentially what that means is it's the opportunity for you to start college at the end of this year. So if you're a junior, as opposed to going back to high school in the fall for your senior year, you actually come to Clarkson, replacing that senior year with your first year here with us. So you might be thinking, all right, well, why would I want to do something like that? Well, for 90% of the students probably in high school right now, maybe that's not necessarily something that that you're thinking about. However, if you are a student who maybe feels like you're ready for college a little bit earlier than maybe some of your peers, maybe you're looking to avoid a potentially stagnant year of high school, ready for an academic challenge that's probably not going to be available to you. I know a number of our students have really exhausted many of their requirements, and they're just kind of running out of things that are going to challenge themselves for another year. So rather than sitting around, this might be an option that you want to consider. Being around other students that tend to be a bit more focused, I think it's attractive as well. I know a lot of students gravitate towards this program because they are ready to be around it, surrounded by students who tend to be a little bit more focused, a little bit more driven, and ready for that next step. And then the last bullet point here, just because you're coming to the Clarkson School doesn't mean that you're necessarily staying at Clarkson for the remaining 3 years. A number of our students actually move on after the Clarkson school year, and we're gonna help you with that process. So on average, you do take about 32 to 35 college credits. So essentially the same as any other student on campus for that first year. They are not high school classes. They're not watered down classes. They are the same exact classes that you would be taking if you came, for instance, after your senior year of high school. So you have access to everything every other student has access to, all the research, all the off-campus and on-campus experiences, as well as the team-based projects. The residential environment is a little bit different, of course, because, and this is really where it separates Clarkson School from maybe just university in terms of you are a little bit younger, and we recognize that. So we do have a separate residence hall right here on campus. There is a private bathroom in each of our rooms, and they're actually just renovated this past summer. So actually a really nice residence environment for a first year of college. We do have a separate study lounge as well as a classroom right here within our infrastructure in our residence environment. And we do have a little bit different, probably from a first year, in terms of the curfews, quiet hours, leave forms that we do ask students to provide. We have house advisors and mentors in each floor as well. So it is more of a checks and balances type atmosphere, I guess, than maybe what you would find in a typical first year of college. A number of those things are lifted after that initial semester, provided that there are no red flags during the fall semester. The application process, as well as the academic support that we offer. So if you are looking at going on to another school, as I mentioned, you're not doing that alone. We're here to help you every step of the way through college workshops, resume building, recommendations, making sure if you are getting recommendations, for instance, from maybe a professor that you've been doing research with. Brenda Kojan's our associate head of school, and she's going to help you through that process, essay writing, as well as mock interviews, so you're prepared if you are looking at going on to another school. She's also going to work with you during the year as almost like your college counselor, your academic advisor. So she's going to help you with your scheduling. If you do need any tutoring, maybe additional assistance, she's there to help you with that as well. For our students, of course, the high school diploma, because you have not met the requirements yet, or typically most students have not. There are, of course, a few different options to do that, and we will work with you on all of these. And it really starts with whether or not you are coming in having exhausted all the requirements. Maybe you decided to graduate early. You would still be eligible for the Clarkson School because you are a little bit younger. But let's say you maybe need a couple of classes during the year, during that first semester, to exhaust the last few diploma requirements. You could certainly do that as well. We would transfer those back to your home high school. And then of course, you're still receiving the home high school diploma. Most of our students who are doing that are also going back and walking during their graduation with their friends. The last option is the task option. Task is basically an equivalency diploma option. So let's say that you are looking at maybe coming in, but your high school is not willing to work with you in completing the diploma requirements. You can take the task, you would have the equivalency diploma, and it's, for our students anyway, we've seen absolutely no negative ramifications from students getting the equivalency diploma as opposed to their home high school diploma. The cost and the financial aid available. So cost is the same, of course, because you are considered a fully matriculated Clarkson University student. However, all of our students are considered for the same scholarships and grant funding, just like any other student on campus. So there are a number of different awards and grants that you can be eligible for. We do offer our Clarkson School Presidential Full Tuition Scholarship. There's one available in each class, and it does cover the entire amount of tuition. But all of our students receive at least $30,000 in their financial aid package. After the Clarkson School, you can, of course, come back for your sophomore and then junior and senior year, or about half of our students have gone on to other schools. And here's just a list of those schools. I'm not going to read all those, but obviously a fairly impressive list. So here's my contact information. I'll also put it in the chat. Thank you again for joining us tonight and listening a little bit of information about our program.
Thank you, Matthew, for talking to us a little bit more about what is offered at the Clarkson School. Next up, we have Earlham College.
Everyone, I'm going to put our admissions website in the chat, and I'm going to share screen. All right, so my name is John Wolfgang. I'm the admissions counselor for New York, and I'm here to talk to you about Earlham College. So Earlham is a small, private, Quaker liberal arts college, which is located in Richmond, Indiana. Richmond is a school of a city of 3,600 people, so mid-sized town. Our school itself is very small. We have 800 students, but despite that, we are really diverse. We have a really unique community. 25% of our students are domestic students of color. Another 23% are international students. That international student population is anywhere from #1 to top 5 in the nation amongst all liberal arts colleges in the United States. So as I mentioned, we were founded by Quakers in 1847. You don't have to be a Quaker to come here. Only about 10% of our students and faculty are Quakers, but because Quakerism is such a singular kind of Christian sect and it has some really unique values, we've found that kind of following those moral principles has been really beneficial to our university. Having those commitments to peace, justice, pacifism, equality amongst all people, we found that's really important for us. We are pretty challenging. We have pretty challenging academics, but we aren't a large institution, so that means we can provide the resources to the individual students, give them the personalized attention that really helps benefit everyone on campus. We don't use titles at all, coming from our Quaker beliefs. And so what that means is that your professor isn't Professor Blair, he is Peter Blair, right? You really get to form those personal connections, and that's what differentiates any institution you attend. I think everyone, all the other colleges here would agree that the textbook you get is the same, right? What differentiates every school is who you're learning from, who you are learning with, right? And so what you're learning at Earlham is from any one of these subjects. We have over 40 majors and minors. Some of the really popular ones are going to be anything pre-med, so that might be neuroscience or psychology, biology. We don't have a pre-med program, something called that, but our med school placement rate is over double the national average, so we're really popular in the biological sciences. And then we have some really unique programs. So things like peace and global studies, environmental sustainability, those are really popular amongst the student body, just because they are things that you can really only get at a small number of schools. In peace and global studies instance, that is specifically Earlham, right? And some of the other ones that are pretty unique is equestrian studies. We have a farm and a barn on campus. So if you're interested in kind of learning anything to do with horses, equestrian studies, that's something you can do here. We also have a really popular Japanese language and linguistics Japanese study program. The reason those are so popular is because we have an alignment with a Japanese university, Waseda University. And so our students get to take advantage of their facilities, kind of do semester and year-long programs abroad at Waseda, have all the credits fully transfer. It's just really a fantastic opportunity for students interested in something like that. What differentiates us more so than our academic offerings, I would say, is the classroom experience. The average class size is 13 students. The largest lecture hall we have on campus only seats 100, and it never gets filled. Intro bio, intro chem classes might have 60, 70 students, but because we're a college, we don't have graduate students on campus. When you get those large lectures broken down into seminars and lab groups, those are taught by your professors. And what that means is that you're learning from the same people that you're having the practical experience with, and it really allows the knowledge to mesh in a unique way. Our student faculty ratio is 9-to-1. Again, you can form these personal connections, and because you are on a first name basis with your professors, you're going to get these really wonderful letters of recommendations. You're going to know who your professors are. You're going to get these internships and research opportunities that are available to you because you have true connections with them. And then we were ranked the best classroom experience according to the Princeton Review. I think that's always really important to point out. So we also have something called the Earlham Advantage. So the Earlham Advantage is a guaranteed funded internship or research opportunity for every student who comes to Earlham, up to $5,000. We also have career coaches available to make sure that you can find not only what you're passionate about, but a specific example of that, and really take advantage of that money. Additionally, we have off-campus and study abroad programs, over 20 study abroad programs that are semester or year long. Those are included within your tuition for that semester. You won't pay any additional tuition to go abroad. And so that really opens up our offerings, our academic offerings, to students from any economic background. And we think that's important to make sure, again, that equality amongst people is something that we're really practicing. As far as student life, we have over 60 student-led clubs and organizations. It's really, really popular on campus because, again, we have 800 kids. So that means you get this tight-knit community. In the intramural sports leagues, our staff and our faculty members are always kind of joining the teams. And, Ultimate Frisbee is really popular amongst the professors as well. Athletics, we're D3, and we have 17 men's and women's intercollegiate athletic teams. Over 50% of our students are D3 athletes. And so that means you have this really nice atmosphere where there isn't a distinction between the athletes and non-athletes. You have a tight-knit campus community because of that. As far as res life, we are guaranteed 4-year residential housing. You won't get kicked off in your senior year because we're trying to make space for a freshman. We have enough spaces available to house all our students and really, again, create this campus environment, this community. As far as admissions and financial aid, Common App or Earlham application, you can fill out either. Common App makes more sense just because you can use it for a lot of other schools. We are test optional during the pandemic, test optional outside the pandemic. You never have to worry about that. Merit scholarships, every student is automatically considered for merit scholarships ranging anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 a year for all 4 years. And need-based aid, you only need to complete the FAFSA and you'll be considered for need-based aid. Over 95% of our students receive financial aid of some sort. As far as our institutional security, in an endowment per student basis, we are wealthier than 2 Ivy League institutions. So that means we can put together some really wonderful packages for our students who want to attend. As far as getting in touch with me, as I mentioned, I will be your admissions counselor. So my contact info is here. And if you just kind of want to get general admissions information, you can always talk with our admissions team. We're on rolling admissions this year. Usually our deadline is March 1st though. So if you're a junior, next year, the deadline is March 1st. All right. Have a nice night, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John, for talking to us a little bit more about what Earlham College has to offer. And last but not least, we have Rose-Hulman Institution of Technology.
Hi, everyone. We're going to get started right now. Just make sure I get the right one up on your screen for you to all see. So, all right. So, greetings from Rose-Hulman. We are located, I don't know, you can't see my screen, can you? I think in the year we've spent on Zoom, yeah, I would have been able to get this to work right. So let me just tell you a little bit about Rose while I work on this. Rose-Hulman is a science and engineering focused institution. We're located in Terre Haute, Indiana, and that's a little embarrassing, isn't it? Located in Terre Haute, Indiana. We are just about 2,000 students, and our entire student body is focused on science, engineering, and mathematics. So 18 majors ranging from mechanical, civil engineering on through to biology, biomathematics, biochem, and molecular biology and biomedical engineering are kind of the rounds it out. So we have, like I said, 18 programs. We're the #1 undergraduate engineering program in the country and have been for 22 straight years. During our focus here has been entirely undergraduate. We do have 10 graduate programs, only master's degrees. That is less than 100 students. So what it really serves as and has for over the last 30 years in particular, is an opportunity for students at the undergrad level to take graduate level courses as part of their standard 4-year curriculum. It's a little more formalized here with us now. We have a program called R², where you earn 2 degrees in the 4 years at the same price. You come on financial aid, come on Pell Grant, federal, state aid, you will actually be able to have Rose-Hulman incur any additional aid that is needed for you to earn those 2 degrees. So it's a program that we see students go from every major. All of our 18 majors can go and earn an engineering management degree, master's degree, or a master's in some of their specific disciplines: computer science, computer engineering, software engineering, mechanical, civil, electrical, chemical engineering, biomedical engineering. So a very popular program and something that we focus an awful lot on here. Mostly that is predicated upon the experiences of our students. So outside of the classroom, they are some of the greatest musicians and artists, but inside the classroom, they're incredibly focused on being engineers and scientists after they graduate. But with that, we have a lot of students and a lot of outlets for them to kind of blow off steam, so to speak, and have an opportunity to take some of their talents that they've honed over the years in music, whether it be instrumental performance in our orchestra, vocal performances in some of our choral and concert bands, as well as the drama club. We have a couple of improv club, actually, improv comedy club, improv kind of more traditional theater aspects to it. The jazz band is ever increasing in popularity. The pep band plays at our Division III athletics. We're in the Heartland Conference. So we're about 30% student athletes. So it's not uncommon for you to know an athlete pretty well as one of your friends, but never realized they were actually an athlete because they were too busy with you in the chemical engineering lab working on projects, or taking a course with you in the humanities and social sciences and arts programs here, which are pretty strong, all minors, but all focused on making you the best possible engineer or scientist imaginable. So a really interesting dynamic here on this campus. Feels very much like a liberal arts college until you walk in the buildings, and it's entirely labs and electronics and all the amazing aspects that you need to be competitive in internships and work experience. So our students get engaged very early on in their process here. So in the first year, as a first-year student here at campus, it's not uncommon for you to be able to have an internship. It's over 41% of our students now will have an internship or full research experience before they conclude their first year here. We found that has been a longstanding tradition that was done long before the name of the game for all college students was to get as many internships and research opportunities as possible. We've been doing it for 100 years. So what we've done now is taken our tiny little school here with 2,000 students in Terre Haute and positioned it so that our current students are the most competitive intern applicants out there across the country and around the world for all of the highly competitive, whether it be at some of our larger employers, Kimley Horn in civil engineering, Honeywell, Google, GE Aviation, Northrop Grumman. We have a pretty prolific group of alumni that are working at SpaceX and Tesla and Blue Origin at this point. We're very fortunate to have Rolls-Royce engines nearby. So a lot of the turbo and jet engines that are come out have Rose-Hulman graduates working on it. Still a small school though, and a very prideful group of alumni here that are very, very, very voracious in their efforts to make sure that you as a current student or a prospective student understand why they love this place, and then to take you along the path to your internships and then to employment. They're always on campus trying to hire current students. It's not uncommon. You know, we're about 60% of our students, or 60% of our students have their job that they're going off into lined up before they start their senior year of college. So it's a very important part of who we are. Also, understandably, scholarships, financial aid, 100% of our students receive some form of financial aid, largely merit scholarship. We do have a competitive need-based scholarship program as well. So sorry for running off and not getting my slideshow working for you all, but I appreciate the time and thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bobby, for talking to us a little bit more about what Rose-Hulman has to offer for these students. So last but not least, we'll wrap up with the University of Charleston so that we can go on into a quick Q&A session. So if our representative from, thank you so much, John. You have the floor.
Sorry about being late, everyone. I just came out of rehearsal and had a technology issue. My name is John Christian, and I'm the director of University Bands here, and I'm actually a professor of education, and also I teach in the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. And I'm happy to share with you today a little bit about the University of Charleston. The University of Charleston is located in Charleston, West Virginia, and we're getting our PowerPoint going on here, and hopefully you can see it, everyone. So this is me. This is what I do here. I've been here I'm going on my 3rd year, but I taught K-12 for 23 years. So I know about the college hunt, and I've been able to teach in different parts of the world and seeing students go to wonderful schools. And I feel like ours is part of those. So Charleston, the University of Charleston has 30 majors, and we have an online campus and we have a Beckley campus that's nearby, but we also have 7 graduate programs, including an MBA, and we have physician's assistant on campus, as well as pharmacy as well. We have a school of pharmacy. So these are the programs that we have here at the University of Charleston, the schools, excuse me. School of Arts and Sciences, Business and Leadership, Health Sciences, and Pharmacy. And these are a variety of our different degrees that we have here. And I'm so excited as the director of university bands, we don't have a music major on our campus. We have a music minor and a multidisciplinary studies in music, but I recruit for all of these programs on our campus. So it's great in my band and some of my classes that I teach. I have students from a variety of different majors. So we're a small private campus of about 3,000 people. That includes our graduates school as well. And we have about 700 students that are from West Virginia, 700 students that are international, and we have about 700 students that are from other places in the Union. So we're really fortunate. Even in my band, I have students that have come all the way from China, and I have students that are from California and here, West Virginia, and in Florida. So we have a very diverse group of students, and it's great to have that. We're the safest campus in West Virginia, and that's been rated by the state schools associations here in the state. Literally, we have 5 classroom buildings, and we have 5 dormitories or residence halls. So literally, you could close your eyes and walk campus in 5 minutes. But just because we're a small campus doesn't mean that we don't have big opportunities. So we have smaller class sizes, so you get to know your professors. If you don't know your professor in your course, by the end of the semester, you're purposely hiding from them. We definitely try to make that personal relationship and connection with each student. So here's a picture of the campus, and you can see our fitness center and our innovation center and sports arena there on your right. That was reintroduced and rebuilt a couple years ago. What's great is our women just were in the Elite 8 for basketball. We've had national championship Division II soccer as well. Men's volleyball plays in the Division I. So we have 20 sports on campus. So you have a variety of different opportunities. So to participate in college athletics, and we have plenty of intramurals as well. So with our flex curriculum, we have opportunities in many different realms, and you can actually fast track some of our degrees and turn them into a 3-year program to prepare you for graduate school, which is great. So it's almost a pre-professional type of program. And we have, in my band, at least, for example, we have pre-pharmacy, pre-med, pre-vet. We have a variety of different of those programs as well. So 95% of our students who do pre-med pass, or nursing boards pass on the first time, or accepted into their med school of their first choice. That's pretty amazing, in my opinion. So I would encourage you to look at those particular options. And we have students going to tier 1 medical schools as well. And it's amazing. Some of our nursing students, at least in our band program, they had offers for jobs before they even graduated. They had offers to work in hospitals here in Charleston and far away as well. So we have 6 hospitals in the city, so including a children's and a cancer institute and a cardiac institute and women's health. So we're in the hub for medical sciences and health sciences here. So we have an active campus, strong intramurals. We talked about that. We have Eagle Fest, which are 2 of our big campus parties at the beginning of the school year and at the end of the school year. That's got live music and events to play. And we love to give away free swag here. We give away more stuff because we love our students to take pride in our university and be able to showcase that, whether they're wearing it or they have something that they can give to a family member. Charleston may be a smaller city at 45,000, but we have a lot of things to offer culturally. We have minor league baseball as well. So we have lots of different opportunities for that. And internships, we're right across this river from the state capitol. So we have many federal and state agencies and government organizations here that you can easily internship with as well. We were talking about our Division II athletics. We've had 8 teams advance to the national tournaments in respective sports. And like I said, soccer has been one of our champions, being national champions twice in the past 3 years. Here's our scholarship awards opportunities. You get this academic award, and then on top of it, we can award you an additional opportunity grant through music or innovation or any other interests you have. So if you have any questions, it's really easy. Just apply with us online at ucwv.edu/apply. And don't be afraid to come and see us. We're happy to do it virtually, or you can plan a visit. We do have a COVID protocol, but we'd love to see visitors. And our territory rep for your state is Susan Will. Susan's great. If you want to take down her information, she's happy to see you. So thank you very much and enjoy your evening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, John, for talking to us a little bit more about what is offered at the University of Charleston. So with that being said, folks, we're moving into the end of our presentation, and I'd like to invite back all of our panelists again so we can do a quick Q&A session. So we'll start off with our first school, and this goes to the Regent University. And the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
I would say, and we've been talking about it the whole night, but I would say to make sure that the schools that you narrow your list down to, that you visit the campuses. And I realize COVID, might be putting a restriction on some of the schools, but a lot of schools will also have, video visits and things you can look at on campus, but nothing really replaces visiting and kind of envisioning yourself on the college campus.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Cindy. And then next up is Loyola University, Maryland.
I would say you should never be afraid to ask questions. College is an exciting experience, but there are a lot of challenges and choices to make along the way, especially when you first start. So getting encouragement from current students, talking to faculty and administrators who have been through it before is a great way to just get advice. We put our contact information in the chat for you for a reason. We want to be able to connect with you or point you in the right direction towards a faculty member who can give you that in-depth experience that you're looking for.
Awesome. Earlham College, is there anything else that you would add to that?
Yeah, I'd say don't be afraid to take a little bit of a leap of faith and kind of go outside what you might think your comfort zone is in terms of where you want to go to college. So I grew up on a farm in Pennsylvania, and when I went to college in New York City. So about as kind of different experiences as you can possibly have. And I found it's really valuable to experience something different during your 4 years so that you know what you want to do in your rest of your life and what you maybe don't want to do.
Awesome. And then Rose-Hulman Institution of Technology.
Sure. So if you're interviewing on Zoom, make sure you don't lose your screen in like 5 monitors like I did in presenting. But seriously, though, is try to get the fullest story, the fullest picture you can from current students, from alumni. Don't take one good story or one bad story as the entirety of an institution. Really try and dig around. And I think everybody on this panel is going to do everything they can to help you connect with current students, and try to do that as much as you can and get as many perspectives as possible. You're all going to do really well in this search, and it's not the end of the world. Like, everyone takes transfers now, so you don't worry about buyer's remorse. Just enjoy the process as much as you can, and try and get the perspective of current students as much as you can too. I think it's going to be wholly important for you.
Thank you for that advice, Bobby. And then last but not least, the University of Charleston.
I think the big thing that everyone has to remember is that it's college. You want to find a place that makes you happy and you're healthy and you can thrive. And a lot of those places, every place has that to offer, but there's only one place that's right for you. And the more that you look, you're shopping for what you want as well as what you don't want. Nobody buys the first outfit in the window at the Gap. They go through and they stroll through and they decide what they're going to wear and not. And it's always great when you're visiting campus or talking to somebody about a school you want to go to. There's always the parent perspective. There's you as the applicant perspective. Don't be afraid to pull in a friend that has nothing to lose or nothing to gain and say, dude, what do you see in this place? And, they can look at it objectively without a bias on whether you want to go there or your parents or how your parents feel about it. Bring in a pal. It doesn't hurt anything.
Hey, and thank you to our panelists for all that sage advice about what that process looks like. I do want to move on into one final question, and it's really fun just to hear about what the different schools' culture is like. So I'm curious, and we can start up again with Regent University. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Well, we have a big pond on campus, and every year we have our Regent Regatta. So students build any type of boat or flotation device or anything they can to kind of get across the pond. And it's sort of a really fun event, big event, and all the students get involved, like even our law school students get involved in it. So I'd say that's probably our funnest time.
Yeah, that sounds super neat. Next up is Loyola University of Maryland.
I would say Loyola Palooza. It's our annual springtime festival about 1 week before finals begin. So it's a great way to just get together with friends for live music. We had T-Pain, Capital City, 21 Pilots. Those were always when I went to school. So just think of more recent people and you'll find them. So not only free music, but also free food.
Awesome. That is really, really neat. And then next, Earlham College.
So I'm stretching what on campus means, but it's the 50th anniversary of our summer wilderness program, which is a pre-new student orientation program we have for students who are interested in doing 21 days of either hiking and trekking in the Uinta Mountains in Utah or 21 days of canoeing in Ontario.
Super cool. And then next up is Rose-Hulman Institution of Technology.
Thank goodness we have really good engineers here. So it's a homecoming tradition that giant bonfire made of 3-story wooden pallet structure that is lit by student organization trebuchets firing Molotov cocktails at it. It's a real Indiana thing, and but it's pretty awesome. Families come out to it, and it's a huge fun festival in late fall where you get a massive bonfire and it's lit by student built giant catapults and trebuchets. So pretty cool experience.
Wow, that is really neat. And then last but not least, we have the University of Charleston.
I think, every campus has wonderful events and opportunities. I think the tradition that we take to heart here and that I've witnessed firsthand with my students is the way our students build relationships with each other in any activity they do, whether it's community service or our spring or fall festivals or concerts or anything like that. But I think the tradition that we continue to always build on and thrive with is building those relationships with our student body and then with our faculty and our community at large.
Well, I want to say on behalf of all the students here and also to our panelists, thank you so much for joining us and for hearing about what the amazing things that these schools have to offer. And with those closing remarks, I just want to let the audience know that once you close the window, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you could provide. Also, this is not the only session that's being offered, so sign up for additional ones. And in about a week, you'll be able to find the same recording at stripescan.com/CASDANY. And thank you so much and have a great evening, everybody.